So slaying is doing something perfectly.
Or just like you ate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that's another term. There we
It's
go.
like
You ate?
yeah, like you
I
ate
just
that.
slayed my lasagna.
Yeah, you could say that too. Or like, wow, really, like I like the fit.
The fit,
Okay,
yeah.
you're eating.
All right.
The fit eats, you eat.
Hey, it's Lynn Stroy, and you're listening to the Intergenerational Summer Series of the Seacoast podcast. Today, Gen Z is up, and if you heard the last episode with our boomers, you know we're covering a lot of territory today. You'll get to hear whether these Gen Zers can identify popular music acts of the past, like Aretha Franklin, The Beatles, Bon Jovi, and Alanis Morissette. We have two new voices today sitting in for Abel Walters and Layla Griffin. Jordan May Basil.
I'm working with right now, actually, settling, guys. I'm doing F1 aerodynamics.
She's a brainiac if you haven't.
That's
started picking
awesome.
up.
They call me a nerd. It's okay.
Jordan May is a sophomore in high school. She loves fencing, playing the violin, building things, and Formula One. She's currently working on building her own violin with her grandfather and plans to spend a lot of time at the beach this summer. In the future, she wants to go to college for mechanical engineering and work with Formula One cars. And Manuel Laguna.
I don't think it's the correct route of, hey, you're 17, 18 years old. Figure out what you want to do right now. Do it for the next 4 years, and then in 10 years, you're going to regret that you wasted all that money and now have debt in something that you don't actually like doing.
Manuel is an audio, video, and lighting systems coordinator at Seacoast, where he's been on staff for 3 of his 10 years at Seacoast. Manuel is passionate about worship music, and when he's not serving at church, you'll find him playing music, trying new recipes, playing video games with friends, or planning his next adventure. Next week is our final episode of the series, with the Gen X and Millennial groups chiming in on all the subjects. Thanks for listening to this intergenerational summer series. Now, let's hear from Alan, Hayes, Jordan May, and Manuel.
At this point, I have everything. I'm happy with the life I'm living right now. But to upgrade those things, sure. I mean, why not? But the goal of what I'm doing is not to live a comfortable life or to upgrade my possessions.
I know that whenever I got spanked, I never did it again.
Yeah.
It would be one thing, and I'm like, oh, shoot, probably shouldn't do that again. I don't want to. It worked.
I would tell parents as they're letting go, kind of stop being the parent that tells them what to do, and then start being the parent that they know they can come to.
I can't even imagine what it's like to, it's so easy to say, but like to actually trust God with the person or the little ones you love most. I can't even imagine, but like God's way better than us.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Seacoast podcast, and we are wrapping up this intergenerational summer series. I've had so much fun. Here's the deal. We have 2 replacements in this last Gen Z conversation. So you heard up top who we are with, and I'm excited to get some new voices, but we also miss Layla and Abel and appreciate their contributions. So we're going to start off with a whole heck of a lot of fun. We're going to play 6 different songs. And what I want you to do is I want you to just gently put your hand in the air when you are pretty sure. Not like, I think I know who this is, but just if you're like, no, I know exactly who that is, put your hand up. Don't say anything, because then I'm going to go around for those of you that put your hand up and see if you really knew who it was.
Okay.
All right. So the first 3 songs come basically at the peak of my high school years, middle school, one of them, but mostly high school years. So we're talking mid to late 90s. Okay. Go ahead, Caitlin. She can sing. She can sing to it.
I've heard it. I don't know it, though.
All right, so it's one of those things where you've heard it. Have you even heard that song?
No, I've heard the song.
You heard that song?
I don't know
okay.
who the artist
Nope.
is.
All right, and I need to mention that if it wasn't mentioned up top, we actually have a pretty significant age disparity with Abel not here. We replaced Abel with someone who is about 8 years older than him. You're how old?
24.
Yeah, so about 8 years older than Abel. I think Abel's probably 17, 18. And then we have Jordan May, who is about the same age as Layla, but we have shifted this thing. You guys are like the old Gen Zers, and then you're the young Gen Zer over there. And I've got a very fun, somewhat morbid story to tell about your dad after we do this music stuff.
Yay.
All right, song number 2. Waiting for Alan. Everybody's got their hand up.
I know the song. I don't know the artist.
All right, Caitlin. All right, so you know who that was?
Yeah.
You're positive.
100%.
You're
Oh, yeah.
100%?
Oh, yeah.
100%. All right.
I'm like 80%.
Okay, well, the
So
100.
give it to
All right, no, 80%. Let's hear it. And then they can tell you whether or not you're right.
Okay. Well, I just have like bands in my head that I'm like either it's
You don't, that's not
Aerosmith,
80%.
maybe? Is it Aerosmith or is it Guns N' Roses? Okay,
Oh,
no
no.
idea then.
Right here.
It's Van
Led
Halen,
Zeppelin.
right?
What? No.
Oh.
It's Bon Jovi. You Give Love a Bad Name.
Yes,
Bon
it
Jovi,
is.
You Give Love
You're
a
right.
Bad
Some
Name.
difference.
Yes, but all the bands that y'all mentioned is in that same
It's in that
Yes,
era
it's like I
of
see them all.
hair bands. This next song basically took that era of hair bands and completely changed what is cool. Once this album came out, the definition of cool for music shifted almost immediately. It is unbelievable how it shifted the music scene. Let's hear this song here, Caitlin. All right, Caitlin, we've got a full house. Everybody with their hands in the air. You all know who this is. I trusted y'all last time, and y'all failed me. Y'all didn't know that
true.
it was Bon Jovi. Who was that?
That was Nirvana.
Is that what you were going to
Yeah,
say? Be honest.
Smells Like
Yep.
Teen
Yeah,
Spirit.
Smells
Wow,
Like
you
Teen
even
Spirit.
know the name
And
of
you
the
know
album.
what?
Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty
I mean, the
popular.
album was Nevermind. That
You're
song
right.
would smell
It was
like
popular,
Teen Spirit.
yeah.
That one album with the kid, he never got paid for that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? All right, so we've got 3 more songs, and we're going further back in time.
Okay.
So the likelihood of you guys being able to identify these artists is just plummeted. All right, Caitlin, let's hear the first one. Actually, this is the exception. This is same era.
Okay.
The other two's going further back. This is a local boy.
I only want to be with you.
All right, Hayes, the solo hand up. Who is that?
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Hootie and the
Darius.
Blowfish.
never
Hootie
listened
and
to
what's
them.
his name?
Darius Rucker.
Darius Rucker.
heard of
Got
I've
it.
heard
Trivia.
So my son is friends with the bass player's son, and I had to basically tell William, look, you don't understand how big of a deal Hootie and the Blowfish was. Like when I was in high school, it was the biggest band. You're staying at the house of a big time bass player. I just had to make sure he realized this is a huge band. All right, second, now we are going way back in time. All right, Caitlin.
Oh.
All right, Alan, you don't know?
I'm
All
not familiar with the song.
All right.
Don't know the artist.
Beatles.
Is that what you were
I
going
was
to
going
say?
to say the Beatles.
Beatles.
Yeah, that is, I think you can say definitively that's the biggest music act of all time is the Beatles.
That's so great.
All right, last but not least, similar time era. All right, was your hand up?
No, I
You know
remember
the song.
I know the
you know
song.
the song.
It's the same situation.
I would give it. To
So
Hayes.
you've definitely heard the song, right?
Yes.
Because if you didn't never heard that song, I'd be like, Alan,
No,
did
no.
you exist the last
No.
20 years?
I've heard all of these songs.
Right.
I just look
No,
to separate
hey,
the
there's
artist
no
from
shame
the
in
artist.
It's
that.
hard.
No. There's no shame
I'll
in
know
this.
all the words and have no idea what the name is or who it is. Aretha Franklin.
Is that what you're
I
going
was
to
gonna
say?
say
That's
that.
Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, it's
That's
Aretha Franklin. My bad. It just like
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so
It was on the tip of your tongue.
yeah.
we're also doing this with all the groups. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read a list of slang that is supposedly connected to Gen Z. Now, obviously, we have a big gap in age with older Gen Zs and younger Gen Z, but I want to know whether or not you guys resonate with these terminologies. All right, first one, Riz, meaning charisma and charm. Y'all,
I don't associate with that.
you don't say it?
No.
Do any of y'all say Riz?
Totally.
Yeah,
Totally.
I think it's
Yeah.
a fun word.
Fun word?
I
Riz.
say it, but it's not like I'm saying like, oh yeah, Riz. It's just like,
You don't sound cool when you say it.
no, I just do it because it's funny.
All right, no cap.
100%.
Oh yeah.
I love that y'all say these things
Yeah.
because I'm just like, I know what they mean. I actually don't know what a lot of them mean, but I just think it's fascinating. Y'all
You should
actually say
Add
these
them
things.
into your vocabulary
Yeah,
on
please.
the
Would-
podcast.
Would I be?
It would be
Yeah.
awesome
We
if,
were-
like, on the Boomer podcast, you're like, yeah, can you believe it? No cap.
We were just talking before we hit record of how we were defining hipster, and you guys said I was a hipster. I'm like, no, I'm a bald dad. But if I started saying no cap, I'd for sure be a hipster.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
For sure. All right, sus for suspicious or shady.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, a
Feels
little
a
bit.
little
Yeah.
A little bit in the later.
Yeah. Do you say that? Do you say sus?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Would your peers be like, Jordan May, did you just say sus?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
They would?
Oh,
They'd give
yeah.
you a hard time? All right. Slay.
Yep.
Ooh.
Do you know what
Guys,
it means,
really?
though?
Yeah, we don't say that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Do you say
that's
that?
Not,
Hey, girl.
that's not a guy thing.
Not
It's more of a girl thing.
in truth. Like you got it. That's tea.
Yeah. So slaying is doing something perfectly.
Or just like you ate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that's another term. There we
It's
go.
like,
You ate?
yeah, like you
I
ate
just
that.
slayed my lasagna?
Yeah, you could say that too. Or like, wow, really, like, I like the fit.
The fit,
Okay,
yeah.
you're eating.
All right.
The fit eats, you eat.
All right.
Yeah.
This, I have to say, I've never heard of it.
Ooh.
It's giving, meaning has the vibe of.
Mhm.
Y'all have all heard of that?
Yeah, we've heard it.
But
yeah.
I don't think.
I don't think we
you
don't
use
say it.
that, no.
Like,
Well,
what they
would.
should've
yes,
said
we heard of
earlier.
it, you old boomer. What are
Yeah.
you? I'm Gen X. I'm Gen X. All right. Another one I've never heard of. Understood the assignment,
Yeah.
meaning exceeds expectation.
Yeah.
That all resonates?
Mhm.
That all
Yeah.
clicks? All right. Low key, meaning secretly or kind of.
I say
Yeah,
that too
I say
much.
that.
Yeah, do you?
Too much. I get it. I'm like
Probably.
low key, it's just a little bit too much.
Yeah.
That's in the vocabulary for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Caught in 4K.
Yeah.
I don't say that as much,
I
but
don't
yeah.
say-
All right, Alan, I want to know what your definition of caught in 4K means.
It just means I mean, it was so obvious that you did it.
Yeah, you're
You know,
caught
you got
red-handed,
caught
clearly.
on 4K, yep. Shout out to RDC.
All right, another one. Tea, meaning gossip, juicy news, hot, attractive, good looking.
Yeah.
You just say like body tea. It means you look good.
Bodies.
Really?
I haven't heard it used that way
No.
before.
So
I
tea,
say it very fun, not ever like probably seriously.
but
No.
tea means gossip and juicy news, and it means hot, and
Yeah.
attractive. Wow.
I didn't know that last part.
Look out for you Gen Zs having dual meanings in these words. All right.
Andra.
I know.
Do you? I'm very familiar with this, and what's ironic is a peer of mine who I've podcasted with, African American. I heard him saying this 10 years ago. So you guys got this from him, but the whole bet.
Oh yeah, no. That's
I'm down.
that's every day.
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah.
Bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so y'all must have gotten that from the older generation because I heard my Gen X peer saying that a long time ago. Do you say bet, Jordan May?
Not as much as like a lot of other words that we've said, but like that's definitely been there.
It's like English doesn't have feminine and masculine nouns and words and stuff, but like if it did, that would be a masculine one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But like
Yes.
slay and tea, it's
Yeah,
feminine.
that's feminine.
So y'all don't
yeah.
really say that as much, but
No,
yeah.
we do.
But I say-
It's like, oh,
Wait,
you
what?
want to go Chipotle? Bet.
No,
Let's
no,
go.
no,
Oh,
not
okay,
bet. Like,
yeah.
of course, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But not like slay.
Yeah, no, we
Yeah.
don't say
You're not
slay
like, wow,
or
Alan,
tea or
you're
anything like
eating
that, yeah.
today.
All right, so this makes me laugh because I told my son, because when I was growing up, this meant going to sleep. I told him I'm about to crash out, and he said, "You're what?" I was like, "I'm crashing out." He's like, "What?" I said, "I'm going to sleep." He died laughing because now crashing out means overreacting.
Yeah.
So did y'all know that crashing out
Yeah.
for my generation meant we're going to sleep?
That makes
I gotta
probably
crash.
more sense.
Like I'm gonna crash.
Yeah, like I'm gonna
yeah,
crash.
yeah, I'm gonna sleep.
About
But
to go
crashing
crash.
out is I have this playlist on
They were
Spotify
dying. He was dying.
and it's called Christian Crash Out Jams.
That's
and it's just heavy, angry Christian music. that I listen to when I work out and I run.
Nice. You got to tell
I'm
me
just
some of those bands.
crashing
See
out.
if I know some of them.
Like
Zayo, one of them.
Lecrae's in there, KP's in there.
Check out Zayo.
Zayo.
Mine will be blown.
Perfect.
It'll be too heavy for you, I guarantee
I need
you.
this.
All right, last one. Go touch grass.
Yeah.
Means go experience reality in a sarcastic way.
Yeah.
You guys.
Yeah.
I just love it. Y'all are bringing some fun words. All right, last two kind of ice-breaking questions. Have y'all ever walked to a friend's house in your neighborhood and knocked on the door to see if your friend can come out and play?
Yes.
Never in your life.
Never.
Never in your life.
That's something I wish I had done, but I just wasn't in a spot, like neighborhood-wise, where I could do that.
Okay, so situational. See, I'm hearing about you Gen Zers that's not a thing that y'all have ever experienced. Y'all are, the three of you are saying y'all.
Yeah, that was definitely like growing up. Like, he's across the street, go knock on the door, hey, can he come out to play?
Interesting, because I'm pretty sure my kids with their neighborhood friends, it's texting, hey, do you want to go on a bike ride? So I don't think they have to go up and knock on doors.
No.
So you definitely knocked on doors.
100%.
You too?
Me too.
All right. Did you ever wake up excited on a Saturday morning to veg out on cartoons?
Mhm.
No way.
100%.
Are you serious?
No, yeah, that's something.
What?
It's like
I
not
thought that's been died out for a long time.
it's like not on like cable and stuff. It's more like, hey, I have this show I'm going to watch, and this is the only time I can watch it.
Okay,
so
so
I'm going to go, and I'm super excited to watch this.
do you resonate with that?
No. Mine was, I knew SpongeBob was going to be on Saturday morning,
Yes!
channel
Really?
39 on
Yeah.
cable. You better, at 9 a.m.,
My
you better be
mind
up by
is
that.
blown alongside all of my Gen X peers. We thought that we were the last generation to experience Saturday morning cartoons.
Wait,
I mean,
no,
it was
oh my gosh.
epic. I
I
mean,
did.
absolutely epic. The Smurfs, Bugs Bunny, Transformers, Pee-wee's Playhouse. You too?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
SpongeBob, Channel
Yep.
26, Nickelodeon.
I mean, we could end
mine
this
was
episode.
39. I don't know
Mine was
why I remember
39.
that either.
We could end this episode right now, and we've accomplished more than I
That's
could
so
ever
funny.
imagine. I cannot believe
Yeah.
y'all experience. I'm
Yeah.
happy for y'all. I'm very happy.
I
for
lied. I'm not going to lie. But whenever I was little, I would get up at like 6 a.m. and I'd watch Dora the Explorer on cable.
y'all. 6 a.m.
6 a.m. and then I'd wake
Wow.
everyone else up to skip the ads.
That's
Yeah.
so
Like,
funny.
mute the TV. I don't want to hear any of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to challenge you guys to keep a smile on your face, but this is
gosh.
just some of my morbidness. Jordan May's dad is one of my dearest, closest friends. In fact, of all my close friends, he is my oldest running friend. We're tight as anything. So my dad passed away this summer, and her dad I call him John. That's his name. And he comes to the hospital to support me and to perhaps see who he calls Mr. Virgil or Virgil, whatever he called him, for the last time. Y'all, my brother, my mom, and I were literally in this space where my dad's breaths are getting further and further apart. And so at the very moment where we're like, oh, another breath isn't coming, John knocks on the door. And so I open it up. I'm like, it's probably not. I think I may have said, I think my dad just died. So it made him feel so bad that he just arrived. But now I can look back. I mean, obviously I'm still mourning my dad, but it's just proof that in any moment you can always find some humor in a situation.
Yes.
Like, he literally knocked on the door right when my brother, my mom, and I were like, I think he's dead. Now, he actually took another breath. So John could have hung out a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? All right. But I could tell a lot of stories about your dad that he would really hate me for.
Oh, you
so I
should
just
tell
want-
all of them. We have time.
Yeah, we have time. Jordan May's like, I'm all ears. All right, so let me ask y'all this. Is there anything annoying to you how young people are stereotyped? And perhaps you would even say, oh, that's an accurate stereotype, but I don't fit that mold. Like, would you describe yourself as annoyed by some of the stereotypes of you youngsters?
Yeah, I would say just how most of us are viewed as like ignorant to, maybe what's going on in the world, or, even just like in our spaces and our cities and stuff like that. And, how we only care about ourselves, really, like we're in the moment thing. I'd say that a lot of, older generations would be surprised at, how much we actually do know. But there's young influencers in our age brackets that do give off, and they push that stereotype a lot, and that because they're more famous people, that's how the rest of the world sees us.
So maybe it's a fair stereotype because of what us older folks are being fed and what we're seeing. But would you say that it is the norm for your generation, just not you and a remnant? Or would you say, no, that's not even an accurate description? This is these knuckleheads making all the big splashes on YouTube. Yeah, no,
I would say because, again, they are influencers, there are people that see that and say, okay, that's how I need to be. And so, in college, I had a ton of peers that were exactly like that. They weren't really caring about anything going on in the world. They just wanted to go out, party, and stuff like that, which is like, fine, have fun, but, don't be ignorant of what's happening right now and stuff like that. So,
what do you think, Jordan May? Is there any stereotypes that frustrate you?
I hear a lot about, like, we aren't as, like, we don't like the stuff that we have. We don't, like, savor it. I don't know how to explain.
So you're spoiled.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Gotcha. And would you say I don't ascribe to that? I am actually very appreciative, or would you say there's
to a point?
So you would say it's a fair assessment?
Depends. I'd say yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit spoiled, but that's okay. I really appreciate all the stuff that I have, even though I may not be the most talking about it all the time.
Yeah. So almost like a both and. Yeah, that makes sense.
I feel like with every stereotype, there's always, we've talked about, there's always an exception. So my mind just goes there. But maybe materialism and also just that, and obsessed with, I don't know, my mind's going so many different places. I've seen, here's what I'm seeing. I feel like I'm seeing even just technologically, addicted to phones, always on that phone, blah, blah, blah. But then you also have these companies that are coming out with the bricks, and people are making it cool again to have dumb phones, flip phones.
Y'all call them dumb phones?
There's an
That's
actual
awesome.
phone, I think, that is looks like a mini iPhone, but it's a little Kindle, I guess. I don't know.
That's so true. Y'all's generation is doing that.
It's I don't know. I've seen a lot of people put boundaries on time limits. When I got Instagram for the first time, I was in 6th grade, but it had been out it had only been a thing for 1 year. And so there was no concept of well, we really, really need to limit this or have, there were no reels, no blah, blah. It just wasn't what it was. So anyway, I see one side of totally addicted to the phones, one side that's oh no, I got the brick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. What you thinking, Alan?
I don't know. I think it's annoying if it gets in the way of work and making money, then yeah, it's annoying. But I think I'm subscribed to more it is what it is. And so if you have that perception at first, my goal is to either be the outlier or break it. The only way I can do that is just by being myself. And so,
even though in the first episode and recording, you had to be on your laptop at the beginning, we explained to people why.
Working. Screenager.
By the way, so that shatters the reality right there.
Yes, I'll give you that.
So, yeah, that's what I mean. I think naturally people are always going to have opinions about the generations younger than them, but at the same time, I think it's also maturity on the older generations to see a person for who they are individually, and then oh, okay, either this person's different or my notion on them's wrong. There was this one really funny video I saw on Instagram, and I think it was funny just because who the messenger was. It was the kid had to be 7 or 8, and he was these people are always saying this younger generation soft, and it's yes, as a generation that is share a water fountain with a colored person. And I'm
I did see that.
And I'm I mean, the kid's not wrong. I mean, yeah, they cried about that.
Hey, for our listeners that can't see you, you have the ability to say that because you're a person of color.
Yes, I am Black and Asian. So
Black and Asian.
Yeah, I cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, and my next question, I think you summed it up because I was going to ask y'all, and y'all tell me if y'all agree with this train of thought. I was going to ask y'all, do you think that the younger generation is progressing society or digressing society? And I think that your example of Gen Z's stereotype of being locked in on their phones, which is true, and Gen Z going back to flip phones and the brick and putting time limits is also true. So I would say this one would be a both and. Of course, every generation, in my opinion, will progress society in ways and digress society in other ways.
They're getting a little bit dumber. I mean, especially with the use of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Like, I was in class and this kid got caught using ChatGPT, and you log in, right? And it keeps a whole stack of what you've done. And he had done every single project on ChatGPT.
Whoa.
Every single one. And he's failing now. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but you don't know who it is.
Right, yeah. We won't even say people will know what school you go to, but there's a lot of people.
There are a lot of people there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So you think the dependence, because you missed out on the first episode where we talked about AI and technology, you would say that AI and technology is making your generation less critically thinking?
Yep. In like 20 years, your doctor is just going to ask ChatGPT what to do.
Y'all think it's a both and?
Yeah, it's definitely both and. I mean, like I understand like the brick thing, but yeah, I feel like there's too many people that are just not critically thinking for themselves. But I am super excited for this next generation that may be coming up, that especially those in the church that are getting pushed to think for themselves and make a difference and be who God has called them to be. So
yeah, I feel like I'm in a good position along with my peers who lived the vast majority of our adult life without AI. I've been able to practice critical thinking, but then it is so beneficial to have like some sort of legal discrepancy where I need to reach out to a company and basically kind of put them in their place as to why I don't owe them money or why they billed me wrong. And I can literally ask ChatGPT, here's my situation, and I need for you to draft up an email. It saves me a good 20 minutes, and it sounds better than and it's in tune with the law and how to craft things and how to, so I feel like I'm in a good place. Anybody else before we move on? This is great insight, guys. You guys are bringing it. I appreciate it.
This is fun.
Even Layla and Abel did too, but you guys are also bringing it, and great job, everybody, so far. So don't tank us, all right?
I'll try.
Let me give you a parenting situation that I encountered, and I'm going to ask you guys if this was good or bad parenting. So I saw a situation in which my buddy he was talking to his friend. Well, his friend's kid climbed up on his buddy's back and just decided this is rough house time. Well, the kid with the guy with the kid on their back and the father of the kid, they're actually trying to have a serious conversation. So it's very distracting. Yeah. So the father basically says, get off of his back. Like we're trying to talk. The kid says, no, I'm having too much fun. The parent's response is, okay, well, if he tells you to get off, then you need to get off. I won't even tell you my reaction. I will tell you, I was dumbfounded. I was like, are you kidding me? So y'all know how I feel about it. Are y'all with me on that? Like just
that's
bad
insane.
parenting?
That's just like such an overreach in someone else's personal space.
Well, not only that, but a parent literally tells a kid what to do. The kid says no. And so the parent, instead of saying, yes, you will, or there's going to be consequences, it's, okay, well, if he tells you to get off, then you need to get off.
No.
I see this in public all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So y'all are encouraging me that this is not necessarily a new generation style of parenting. This is just having sense or having no sense. Like, that's ludicrous.
Well, you just put the responsibility on the victim, the guy who has got the kid on his back. It's like, I mean, if the kid was on my back, that just puts you in such an awkward place where it's like,
Get off now, please.
if you've ever babysat a child too, like I remember babysitting for a whole summer. It was my job, and the parents were home, and they worked from home, and they were like upstairs in their offices or whatever. But it's like, even that, you feel so awkward, like disciplining a child. Obviously, I'm not gonna like overstep, but it's like it's so weird. It's like, if you're the parent, it's like, be the parent.
Yeah.
But exactly, like the biggest thing, the biggest factor in this is the child basically saying,
No.
I don't have to listen to you. And so instead of the parent coming hard back to them, they made an amend to let the kid have their way.
It's like the new gentle parenting style. I've seen it all over Instagram and stuff. I can't get behind it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so stupid.
And that's what it's called, the gentle parenting
Gentle
style?
parenting.
Yeah.
Just
Gotcha.
let your
I'm
kid have
curious
some
because like
autonomy.
most of Gen Z doesn't have kids, but millennials
Sure.
do.
Right.
So I'm assuming that this is a millennial situation. What did they say about it?
We haven't. They're the last.
I'm
yeah.
very curious to see what they say.
Yeah. It will be interesting because Gen X parenting, I will say that we have a reputation of being pretty hardcore, not giving explanations. And so I take offense to that. I would say I'm an exception. Like and we'll get into this in a second, so I actually won't divulge, but I believe that parenting also has to have a huge thrust of informing and educating and telling you why.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also the factor of whatever I say goes right now because I'm your parent.
Yeah.
You know? So we will actually let that segue into how do you guys feel about these statements coming from your parent or parents in general? The whole, well, why not? Because I said so. Like that quote, because I said so. Or a parent saying, don't be mad. Stop crying. How do these land on y'all? Because I said so. Don't be mad. Stop crying, Hayes. Little 3-year-old Hayes,
I
stop
can't.
crying.
Now I'm crying more. Yeah. I wonder, like, what's the goal in saying those, you know? I mean, it reminds me of the message Pastor Josh preached this past Sunday, or yesterday. What day is it? Yeah, like, what are you more focused on, like, behavior modification or winning the child's heart?
Mm-hmm.
And so, because I said so, maybe my 5-year-old brain, it's like, I still don't get it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I don't deserve to, like I'm not entitled to understand everything, but like, I feel like a good parent will be like, hey, I care about you and love you so much. I really don't want you to put your hand on the hot stove because you're going to get burnt.
Right.
And it's like, oh, I know what it feels like to get hurt. I don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how I would word it is there's got to be an underlying understanding of because I said so,
Yeah.
but that's not helping your child learn in life by just ending it there. Like, it feels like, yes, that needs to be understood, but you're being a lazy parent for stopping right there unless the subject area exceeds their maturity level. I think there's some things where you can't necessarily answer, here's why. Like explaining to a 3-year-old why they can't be alone with the 16-year-old kid in the neighborhood that wants to take them on a walk that you're not completely comfortable with. You're not going to go into sexual abuse and why you can't trust strangers. You're just going to have to say, because I said so.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think as you get older, you got to be able to divulge into instructing. So how does that sit on you? Because I said so, stop crying.
Yeah.
Stop being mad.
I think it's, the because I said so. Later in life, that's when I learned, listen to authority. If it's my job, you know what I mean? Even if I think authority is wrong, I have to do what they said because maybe they have a plan, right? The stop crying part, that as a kid, it was like, oh, I can't stop crying.
Did you get that? Did you get that? Stop crying?
100%.
So your parent would be Gen X or Millennial? What?
My dad is Gen X, and my mom is actually the beginning of Millennial.
Okay.
So 1980, and so.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you got that. You got the whole stop crying thing.
100%.
Wow. What are you laughing at?
It's just the phrase, the way you said it to him is like, stop crying. Or you stop being mad.
I mean, that's just so not dissing your parents, not dissing my generation's parenting style, but my gosh, an emotion is coming out and you're being told, quench that emotion instead of walking through, what are you sad about? Like, that's not coddle parenting. That's a parent being emotionally invested in their child. But we did establish this, I think, with the boomers, and I can sound very judgmental when it comes to parenting stuff, but bottom line is we can only parent from what we learned from not only our parents or learned from our parents' mistakes. Like, everybody's doing the best they can.
Right.
Yeah.
For the most part.
And so that's what I was going to say. Like, I think a lot of it just comes from the parents' perspective, too. I mean, like, I don't think I was a difficult kid to raise. Maybe I was.
I talked to your dad the other day.
Oh, you did? You did? Okay. Yeah. I figured I was a menace. But, I mean, even so, I mean, like, parents go through so much, especially, like, when they're raising, like, toddlers and, 5 and under. So, I mean, when I hear these, it's probably like, they got pushed to a point. Hey, because I said so. Stop crying. It's annoying.
That's
whatever.
a really good point.
Which is understandable.
That's a really good point.
Like if you're stressed. And
it's almost like I've reached a level. I don't want to discuss this with you right now.
Yeah. I mean, we are not perfect. So, I mean, like, I'm sure I'll be able to better understand the question when I have my own kids, right? I'm like, oh, wow. I said because I said so. I didn't even, like, I wasn't planning on it. It just came out. So, yeah, I understand.
I feel like I get through a lot of whys before I get to because I said so.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll even hold you to what you said, about explaining a little deeper, because then that can become life lessons. Stop crying, because, that shows you how strong you are in controlling yourself, right? Which then becomes, a lifelong lesson. But it's again, like Alan said, like, I don't know how difficult it'll be until I become a parent. You know what I mean? I don't know when that breaking point will be for me.
Sure.
So,
yeah. Well, I mean, I think the most important lesson I think about the whole stop crying is don't tell someone to stop, and unless they're throwing a temper tantrum crying. Like, people are going to cry.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. So Jordan May's the only one that could possibly get in trouble. You guys have been emancipated. Y'all are all 18 and above. Gosh. So I'm going to ask all of y'all, you may want to be careful.
I know. Hold on.
But what would be some parenting that you received? And by all means, if you would like to say no comment, I'm not even going there. You obviously all respect your parents. But is there any parenting style that you're thinking, I'm not going to do it that way? Whether it's you just don't agree, maybe you just think it's flat out wrong, but you're going to do things differently. Anything comes to mind? And it's okay if nothing does. That's a dangerous question.
No.
Y'all don't have to answer. You don't have to, Hayes.
No, it's funny. My mom.
Hey, Hayes, mom and dad.
Hey, mom. No, I'll never forget. This is not really where I'm going, but like me and my younger sister were singing a song in Costco, and we were sitting in the car, and it was a bad song. It was by Akon, and obviously we're like 4 and don't know what we're saying, and my mom always hit me with the like talking with her teeth closed in public. She's like, "You're embarrassing me, stop." But no, she's the best. I think something that I think can be like twisted or misunderstood is like, maybe I obviously have never been a parent, so I don't know this, but like I have led a small group for a while, and so I've got younger girls that I am an example to, and so in a similar way, it's like sometimes with your testimony, like maybe this isn't necessarily parenting, but it's like maybe as a parent you're like, how honest do I get with my kids of the way that I lived my life, maybe like before Christ, what I struggled with, met Jesus, and then he changed everything. I think sometimes it can be a scary thought of like, if I tell them these things, will that give them permission to do them? Or will it like open up a conversation? And so I think something that that wasn't like my mom totally was open with me and like honest, but I think that maybe I got like the tip of the iceberg growing up, and I think I'm still in good relationship with her, and so the older I get, the closer we get. But as a parent, I think that that'll be a little bit of a different thing, that I'm like, I'll probably be very transparent, because I can see that it's a testimony of what God's, like, his goodness. You know?
Yeah.
That makes sense?
I think it makes a lot of sense, because I think the younger generations, they revere authenticity and transparency more than previous generations. I mean, we're talking the boomers. You don't talk about certain things, you know, whereas I think my generation took it a little step further, and then the millennials took it even further, and you guys are taking it even further. Everybody else want to opt out of this question?
I can contribute to it. Trying to find, the right way to answer that. Like I said earlier, I'm Asian and Black, but more specifically, I'm Filipino and Haitian. And my parents are the first generation to be, in their respective families, to be raised in America. So that means that all of my grandparents are from the Philippines and Haiti, respectively. And so I think with the way that they're raised may have affected their parenting style. And so when it comes to me, not only am I raised in America, but I'm also like being raised by people who are from two very different cultures. And so growing up, balancing 3 different cultures and all of that, I think it's a lot on kids. I think obviously it's absolutely something that can work. It's a beautiful thing. Like, I get to experience a lot in one household, which is awesome. But still, I think there is a lot that comes with it, which makes my upbringing a little bit more unconventional when it comes to that. But I think the evolution of what a parent looks like should always be considered. Like, treating me like I'm 5 years old versus like at 5 years old, and then me being 26, like I'm not 5 years old anymore. So I think there's a little bit of that too. Like, my grandmother had actually the best example of this. Like, I was terrified of her at, like, my mom's mom. I was terrified of her at like 5 years old. I was like, man, like, she was screaming at me in Haitian Creole. I knew exactly what she was saying, And I was like, I don't speak Creole, but I understood when I'm getting yelled at. I was like, okay. And I would like respond in English, because I'm like, yeah, I know what you're saying. But I think though, as time went on, like, I mean, you can see like the way she would talk to me change, and I was like, oh, we're talking like actual adults. And so like I can remember, I was like, oh man, I was terrified of this lady, but now I'm like, okay, no, she's actually the sweetest person ever.
That's cool.
So
that's cool.
I'll sort of play into Alan's. Like, I grew up, I'm half Mexican, half Puerto Rican, and so those cultures are Haitian. All those cultures are crazy, and especially like my parents were also first generation. They immigrated here, and so just their culture and also raising kids was a lot tougher. And, like I guess the parenting style that I don't think my parents were doing intentionally was punish first and then talk later. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so anytime I would do something bad, I was immediately waiting for the punishment on the other side of that. And so that's something I would do differently. Obviously, I don't think they did it out of, hate or anything like that, but I would definitely like, okay, calm myself down. Let's talk. Why did you do this? And then have the punishment still fit the crime, but, let's talk about it. Why did you do this? Why did you feel the need to? How can I help you not? Do you understand why that's bad?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk spanking. I explained to the boomers why I did very minimal spanking, and not one of my kids resents it. We're talking very, very young age and very sparingly. I am also very much so open to being wrong, but I cannot look back and say that it had detrimental effects that I'm aware of and that they're aware of, because they have memories, and to them it was like, oh, I just deserved it, and it helped put me in check. I won't go into any more details because I don't want people to hear my rationale, 2 times and then 3 times with the GenX millennial group. But what are y'all's thoughts on getting spankings?
I know that whenever I got spanked, I never did it again. It would be one thing, and I'm like, oh shoot, probably shouldn't do that again. I don't want to
So it was effective.
It worked. I don't want to say that because I didn't like it back then. I don't mind. It doesn't happen anymore. Don't worry. But like, definitely it worked.
And you don't resent mom or dad for it?
No.
About you, Hayes?
I was a kid who I wasn't really bad until high school, and I didn't get spanked in high school. So like, I definitely got spanked as a kid, but very minimally. Like my younger sister was Mia. She had her own chair. Say, Mia, go to your chair.
Her spanking
she was
chair?
the kid. Well, not spanking chair, but my mom tells me that she was the kid.
Chair.
Timeout chair. Like she was the kid that like when she got spanked, she would look back at my mom and just laugh and say, "Didn't hurt." Like that is, but she loves Jesus these days. Like she's awesome. But it's so funny. Like I think that spanking, I don't know. It's probably a bigger conversation. Like. If that's literally you only get hit, no explanation, no further conversation, there's no understanding, that's a loss. I think it can be like, effective discipline, but also like we got soap in our mouths.
Yeah.
That was
Did you really?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Mia always had soap in her mouth.
Wow. Gen X parents or millennial parents? Probably
Gen X. Yeah. Okay. My mom was born in 70. My dad was 71. But soap in the mouth, things taken away.
That's Gen X parenting, man. We were crazy.
I guess so. But I feel like there's creative ways you can discipline where it hurts as much, but like not physically.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Wow. So the soap in the mouths had to have died with the millennials. I'd be shocked if them.
I feel like I'd put soap in my kid's mouth.
I would do that.
Really?
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, if
you can't do that to a kid. That's
can't.
not good for them.
Oh,
What happened to me? And I looked around. Okay.
Oh my gosh, you knuckleheads! All right, what do y'all think about this?
Yeah. No. I mean, I was spanked as a kid, and like I don't have any trauma from that. I mean, as a kid, I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. I mean, whatever they did, I felt was justified, and I mean, I was just being a rebellious kid, so.
Gotcha. So you deserve spanking. You deserve soap in your mouth.
Yeah. I deserved a lot of it. The timeouts was probably like the thing I got the most. Just go to your room and just put me in there.
Yeah.
No phones, no nothing in there. I just hang out for me, what felt like for hours was probably like 10 minutes. And then I'll just go on and learn from my mistakes.
Gotcha. It's so crazy talking to y'all. It's like y'all aren't that far removed from my generation. I'm like your parents put soap in your mouth.
Generation.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
I mean, a lot of what y'all are saying, and I'm not saying I'm right and your parents are wrong by any means. I'm just saying I did things a lot differently. Now, the spanking, we've got the common ground there, but wow, soap in mouth. Wow.
We're breaking stereotypes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, same thing. Spank, hit on the wrist, pop in the mouth, soap in the mouth. Dude,
pop in the mouth.
I can still remember it. Like
now, y'all remember that? Y'all realize and would agree that all of this has died out. Like you can't do that anymore.
I just learned you can't put soap in a kid's mouth anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, I've never put soap in any kid's mouth. I wouldn't do that, especially if you're not
whatever
mine.
Until today.
But I was today years old when I just learned that you can't put a bar of soap in a kid's mouth.
I'm almost sure
and say, hey, don't swallow
you
it,
would
but
have
just stand here for a second?
child services called on
Seriously?
you. I'm pretty sure that's not good for you.
Well, yeah.
But it's not like a crazy dose of like soap is getting put in you. It's just like a bar of soap, right? I mean, like
It's
I'm
more of a
surprised.
metaphor, I
Did
feel
you ever
like.
do
You
that?
know what movie it's in?
I never
The
got
Christmas
soap in my
Story?
mouth. I don't think.
That's what I was
Really?
thinking
Yes,
whenever I
yeah.
hear that.
So that was pretty long
Wait,
ago.
That was a childhood
Hey,
movie, so-
while
Really?
while one of us is talking, while we're talking, can one of y'all go to an AI app, Claude, Chat GPT, ask it whether or not
You do it.
putting soap in a child's mouth is acceptable in 2026
Okay.
parenting?
I'm going to use the Flip the Script app.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
nice plug. All
Are
right.
you on chat?
I was about to go on that, yeah.
All right, I'm going to go on Copilot. I wonder if
I'm kind of curious of what the
I
flip the
will
script
say
says.
I did accidentally, while I was babysitting once, I brushed a child's teeth with Desitin. And it's not a proud moment. And I didn't mean to. I thought it was right next to her toothbrush.
Hayes Herlong, babysitter
Oh my god.
services. Come on.
All right, y'all don't have an answer.
Mine
yet?
says no, Putting soap, I asked, is it okay to put soap in my child's mouth? No. Putting soap in a child's mouth is not recommended. It can be harmful physically and emotionally.
Y'all are learning this for the first
Burning,
week.
irritation, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, trouble breathing, fear, shame, anxiety around discipline.
All right.
Yep.
So I put in, can I get child services called on me for putting soap in my kid's mouth? And it said, in
Good
many
framing.
places, putting soap in a child's mouth can be considered a form of physical or emotional punishment, and whether it leads to involvement from Child Protective Services depends on the situation, and it's like how often it happens, and whether the child was sick, whether there were other concerns, and whether someone reports it. And it says, if you want, I can also help with age-specific discipline strategies that don't escalate into situations that can get reported.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
It's on to me.
Flip the Script said that there are three main reasons why you shouldn't. It provokes anger, which goes against Ephesians 6:4, which says, do not provoke your children to anger. It misses the root of the problem. Words come from the heart. Soap treats the mouth, but doesn't fix the heart, which, okay. Safety and stewardship, it is their temple at the end of the day, and putting something that may have bad chemicals to digest are not good. The theology teacher in Flip the Script says you should not do that. So I guess instead of doing that, I guess the supplement would be, I don't know, a pepper or something like that.
Just don't use the mouth as a playing field of punishment.
Something bad.
just opt out of.
My gosh.
All right.
I'm not being serious, by the way.
I think you were, Alan.
No.
All right, let me
Don't
give y'all my perspective of this, and I want to. You guys can just say whether or not you agree. I'll tell y'all that when I was growing up, well-to-do people that wanted to do something with their lives, you went to college. It didn't really matter what you wanted to do with your life. The people who were going to do something with their life, they went to college. I didn't know what I was going to be when I grew up. I still went to college. And first of all, God bless my parents because they were just being generous, but I wouldn't have done that in their shoes. It's like, well, you need to first make your mind up what you want to be when you grow up, and then maybe you can go to college. I think in this day and age, seeing college as the next step for well-to-do people is totally long gone, that people can make killer livings opting out of college through businesses or, something having to do with social media. But would you guys agree that that's no longer like this standard where you wouldn't look down on a peer, like you're going to be graduating in a couple of years, you wouldn't look down on a peer that's saying, no, I'm not going to school, I've got a different plan?
If they have a plan, that's okay. Also, even if you don't have a plan, it's a lot of money to go and just do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But there are also a whole bunch of other things you can do. Not just college, there are all these apprenticeships and
learn a trade.
Exactly.
Be an awesome car mechanic.
That's what I'm working with right now, actually. Settle in, guys.
Nice.
I'm doing F1 aerodynamics.
Whoa.
She's a brainiac if you haven't.
That's
started picking
awesome.
They call me a nerd. It's okay.
Let's go.
Yeah,
But,
nerd brainiac.
Yeah. But I might end up going to Trident and working with cars and then get into Mercedes.
That's awesome.
So maybe not college, but I'm still getting what I would like out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go a little deeper because I just graduated college a couple weeks ago, and so
Congrats.
Yeah,
thank
man.
you. I appreciate that. I don't know, I guess this is gonna be a little long-winded, but when I applied for college, it was 2019. Got in for 2020, and then obviously COVID, right? Got in. At that age, I thought I wanted to be an aerospace engineer. I loved it. I love, anything about aerodynamics, whatever. And then after I dropped out after one semester just because of a mix of mental health, COVID, all that nonsense. And then, took a gap year, worked down the street as a Taekwondo instructor. And I guess from there, kind of doing that, and I kind of pushed myself into, okay, let me go back to college, but for something I actually want to do. You know what I mean? And then went to Trident. That's a great option. Got some of those general educations out of the way. As soon as I decided what I wanted to do, then decide, let me go get my bachelor's degree. And so kind of to answer your question, I don't think it's the correct route of, hey, you're 17, 18 years old, figure out what you want to do right now, do it for the next 4 years, and then in 10 years, you're going to regret that you wasted all that money and now have debt in something that you don't actually like doing. You know what I mean? I think, push the kids to say, if you don't know what you want to do, go get your general education, get those out of the way, work while you're doing that. Then in 2 years' time, if you know what you want to do, then you can go directly into the next 2 years getting your bachelor's degree, and you can focus all your time on classes that, help push what you actually want to do.
Yeah. I mean, what about this philosophy? I don't know necessarily what I want to do with my life, but I don't want to go to college. Like, what if you heard a peer say that? College isn't for me. I will figure out what I want to do right now. I'll wait tables and figure it out. I'll find my passion. College isn't a part of it. Like, would you even secretly look down on that person? Because my generation would. We would see them as lesser than.
Something that I think about too is like, sweet, glad you have that decided. And then if they're saying, I don't know what I want to do, but I'm not going to college, if they have a newfound passion for animals and want to be a vet, they might be like, oh man, well, this is the goal now. Now I have vision, so I'm going to school.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. Everyone could change. But I think I have a lot of friends that didn't go to college.
Yeah.
My brother didn't go. And he's one of the coolest people I know. And he has taken everything that he's just absolutely loved and made it into work. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like he it wasn't his path. And he's always been like a treasure hunter, like always found like shark's teeth and stuff. And now he dives in the rivers and sells megalodon teeth and like a bunch of, he's found what he loves and he does it for work. Yeah.
That's really cool.
It sounds actually like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't do that and they have regrets. So I want to ask you guys, what motivates you? Finding a passion that you can do for a living, or finding a passion that pays big?
I kind of have a little, sorry, go. Your turn.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome.
No, yeah. I think the first priority is just doing what I'm passionate about doing. I mean, I'm a photographer. I'm a photographer who works in ministry in Charleston. So it's a interesting lifestyle, but I mean, still, I'm just going to credit to God. I mean, by the grace of God, he's made it work, and not only work in the sense that I'm barely making it by. He's made it work where I'm like, I can live a pretty good life for myself in Charleston, of all places, as a photographer who works at a church. And I think like the whole entire thing is, I want to be so good at what I do that I can make a good amount doing it. I mean, that's not the reason why I'm doing it, but I love it so much that, I mean, it's infectious, and people want to hire me to do their weddings or hire me to do work for them or whatever. And then that's how I make my income.
So it sounds like you found your passion, and now that you have found it and you enjoy it, why not try to make as much money as you can from it?
Yeah,
that makes sense. But if there was no outlet to make a lot of money, but you could only pay the bills, would you stick with it?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely how it worked when I first started off. And then as I got better, it evolved from there. But I mean, it's just like, if you're passionate about doing something and you know you're good at it and you know that you can succeed in it, whatever that looks like, then yeah, go for it. Another thing that I love doing, like I did it for 10 years. I was in music for 10 years. I played band. I was in trombone, tuba, baritone, did all of that. But I knew that wasn't something that I could make it in. Like I reached a cap at how good my music was getting. I reached that cap and I was in it for like 3 years. I'm like, I'm not getting any better. Like, this is kind of where it ends. And so, no, I mean, I found photography. I love it way more. So, I mean, I kind of realized that, and I had to, like, do I love this enough, the thing I did for 10 years, to move forward and take a job in it?
Mm-hmm. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah,
that
no,
kind of balance?
Same. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, at the end, like, ever since I can remember, been a musician, same. Music world is hard. It is a tough market out there, but I get to find other things that I like that works with music. So like I work here as one of our tech team people that I get to support a lot of our campuses. And, you know, I still get to do some sort of music aspect, but I find other passions. But just to answer your question, you know, I mean, if they said, you know, here's minimum wage to do it, would you do it? Yeah. I'd do it with no one's watching. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking y'all at your word, and I'm very impressed. I mean, I think that it's hard to stick with a passion if it's not paying the bills, and I believe that's the right route to take. You know, teachers that love teaching. I hate that it isn't paying more. I wish that it would.
Yeah,
It should.
Totally.
But Jordan May, you were eager to answer this.
I'm so excited about this one. So what I want to do is kind of a mix. I mean, like, I really, really love like the mechanical side of everything. I love building things. I love designing things, and like all like the code and the math that goes into it. I love it. And in doing that, I can get some really high-paying jobs.
Right.
But something I'm also doing now is I've been playing the violin for 12 years, right? And I've just kind of gotten into where I start playing at weddings.
Dang,
That's awesome.
that's
And
She made it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I try. But it's like it pays okay. Especially like I don't have to pay bills or anything. Thank God. But I get paid enough, but it's just like I don't want to practice. And like the practice takes the joy out of it. I want to be able to play whenever I want to play. I don't want to sit down and like my job is I have to practice.
Mm-hmm.
I will.
I bet you could charge more than what you're charging. We'll talk later. Go ahead.
Yeah. I feel like I love that you said that though, because something does happen when money gets involved where you're like, there are things in my life where there's like passions that I have that I'm like, man, this is a passion that I would want to turn into work. And then this is a passion that I want to keep sacred. And I don't want money or competition or anything to touch that. I want to enjoy it and delight in it. So like, for example, well, there's no way I could be like good enough to like do this professionally, but I love surfing. But I could always, you know, start teaching surfing or surf camp or school or something like that. But I'm like, I just want that to be something that I'm free to do.
Yeah.
Keep it as a hobby.
You know,
if you went the other route, it wouldn't really be a hobby.
Totally. And I feel like that could like just mess with it. But then like looking back on, I work in youth ministry right now, and I remember like kind of deciding or going through the interview process or thinking of other options, whatever it was. After college, I was like, what would I do for free? And then I was like, well, what have I been doing for free the past 4 years? Like serving in youth. And so when this like opportunity came along, it was an easy yes, because I was like, oh my gosh, this feels too good to be true. I would be getting paid to do what I love to do. And like, no matter what you do.
So the opportunity you're referring to is actually working with students for.
Working with students, because I'm like, I have been working with students, but getting to do that more.
And find some financial support from it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a dream.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah, I would kind of say I would agree with you, but also disagree with you. Like, I think I was watching an interview with Chuck Berry, the guitarist and singer, and he was saying, you know, they asked him, would you do this for free? Like, yeah, you know, it's always in my head. Music's always in my head. Kind of like playing with the weddings, right? Like, I'm a cellist, and so I get asked to play weddings. I know.
Dang,
there we go.
I see you.
I just did that too. Hey, let's go.
Is that what cellists
Yeah.
do?
No, this is clocked it.
Yeah, clocked
Have
it.
you heard
Oh,
that
yeah.
phrase
What?
before? Okay, I'm just gonna just say it to your kids.
See, I'm totally
just
not
say,
a hipster.
When one of them does something cool or good, clocked it.
Clocked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clocked it?
No.
Clocked
Wow.
it.
But it's one of those things where it's like
I'm
music
so old.
is who I am. That's who I've always been. And, you know, they paid me, I guess I could say financials. They paid me $400 for 15 minutes of my time, 3 songs, super easy. They could have told me, you owe us money to play here. And I would have done it, right? Because that's just what I love. You know what I mean? That's just kind of the disagreements, but also the agreements like, this is sacred. This is for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now, do y'all have a certain perspective of your now or your future in which you would like to have a bare minimum when it comes to possessions, or do you eventually want to see yourself in a certain size house driving a certain type of car? Like, is there any sort of vision you have for your life materialistically that you'd say, yeah, I have to admit that's somewhat of a, maybe not necessarily a goal you have written down that you're basing your life on, but I'd eventually like to get there?
I mean, yeah. I think it's okay to have ambition in that way. I think as long as you're not making an idol out of it, I think it's like, if I'm doing work and I end up to a point to where I can't afford to do those things, then sure, I'll take it. But I don't want that to be the end all be all. Like, I would hate to one day just measure my success by the car I have, the house I live in, where I live, and everything like that. I would say, like, in terms of possessions, I don't like to have a lot of things. I am a little bit more of a minimalist. I like to say minimal-ish. So within the boundaries of that. But at this point, I'm like, I have everything. I'm happy with the life I'm living right now. Yeah. Like, I have what I want and need. And honestly, way more. But like, to upgrade those things, sure. I mean, why not? But the goal of what I'm doing is not to live a comfortable life or to upgrade my possessions.
Would you be disappointed if you never could upgrade your possessions? No? You mean that wholeheartedly?
Yeah, I love like everything. I'm content.
Yeah. I remember Pastor Greg said this one time. He, is probably something that a lot of people have said. Maybe he heard it from someone else, but it was impactful for me when I heard him say it. It was like learning how to want what you have.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that's
good.
Really good heart lesson there.
Yeah, kind of. Hayes mentioned it earlier with stereotypes of our generation. It's like materialism, kind of like Alan, minimal-ish. Like, if you give me an upright piano, a guitar, and basic food and clothes and a roof over my head, I'm good for the rest of my life.
No bed.
No, not even a bed. I'm good. I'll sleep on the floor. It's fun.
Yeah, I feel like this is another one of those territories where, and it seems rooted to authenticity. For me, it's like the older generations, it was living the American dream. Look at the car I have. Look at the house I have. I am successful. I've done something with my life. You can see it with what I have. Y'all would all say, okay, I can see through that, and that you may not be truly happy with all of that stuff. I think that's where it's rooted in y'all's conviction of authenticity. Like, I feel like as a whole, I mean, obviously there are very materialistic people in your generation who are just like the boomer that I described, but it seems like as a whole, you guys are moving us further away from that, to where if you live the rest of your life in a tiny house, your generation wouldn't see that as less than. It's like, well, awesome, you just chose to do that.
Yeah.
That's cool with him. If it's cool with him, it's cool with me.
Exactly.
Yeah, tree house in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
With a really nice car. That's my...
Nice. Like sports car?
Oh, yeah.
No way.
Oh, yeah. That's the dream.
So you'd eventually want to have a sports car.
Oh, yeah.
And it sounds like you'd be disappointed if you didn't. That's okay.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But you want to do stuff with cars, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it makes sense.
I'll just take one from
That's
work.
like me wanting a really expensive camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My problem is that everything I want is the old stuff. Like, my car is, I love it. She's just 2006.
Yeah, I think you're a modern day hippie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's
surfer. Awesome. I want the old stuff.
That's the problem, because I'm like, why? Just like an old Land Cruiser or an old 4Runner, like an old Ford Ranger, Tacoma, anything, but like the new stuff. And I'm like, gosh, I've already driven an old car for so long, and it always needs to go to the shop, and I don't know everything about cars. I don't know really anything about cars, except how to put coolant in and stuff. Yeah, I want to be my family. I want to be able to like spend time with my family. I think I grew up with everyone scattered, and like everyone's pretty scattered, and we have to travel to see each other, and it makes it sweet, when we're all together. But like, it'd be so cool if we were like just in driving distance or lived in the same city, so that all of our kids can know their cousins and grandparents. Yeah, that would make me be like, I'm rich.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's going to happen?
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
I hope so.
Let's
there
go.
You go.
Yeah,
Do y'all care or think about what you would like retirement to look like?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a great example from my parents about them already investing in their retirement. They're in their 40s, and so seeing that has been awesome. But like I said, I just graduated. I'm trying to establish myself in my career, so right now that's not the focus. But I have that example of, hey, this is a route I can go to make my retirement.
So you see it as something that's important, but why think about it right now?
Yeah,
I could see that, and I would also say to talk to a financial advisor who could tell you some minimum stuff that you could do now to set you up big time. But that totally resonates with me at this age. Like, that's a long time from now. What about you?
I mean, I love what I do. I'm a photographer, so the idea of retiring anytime soon doesn't sound very appealing. Right. But I mean, like, I guess the way I view it right now, and it will definitely change over time, but it's just like, I want to keep doing this, like, photography for like the rest of my life, just carrying a camera, shooting, doing all the stuff. I think at some point, like, it's good to pass on what I do to the next generation of photographers that do that. I do think about that every now and then. But like, I mean, if I become like some senior photographer doing like high-end stuff, then yeah, give it to somebody else, because at the end of the day, I do think it tends to be a younger person's game in photography. And so what does that look like when I'm older and people don't want to hire the old guy for their photographer? So I always think about that. So I'm always thinking of, what can I do best when I'm retired to help raise the younger photographers? I mean, I'm a third generation one. So like my grandfather, he was a photographer. He worked for Minolta, fixed cameras and did all of that stuff.
Cool.
My great grandfather, he was also a photographer. So
did he get under that big blanket on that gigantic camera and go?
He might have actually. I don't know a whole lot. I know he used like Rolleiflexes and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool.
Retirement? Y'all think about it much? I mean, you're in freaking high school, so
you got braces.
I do. I already have a 401k set up.
Do you really?
Yeah.
All right.
Look out.
Look at that.
It was with work. They're like, yeah, you're going to have this. That way we can go ahead and set you up. So it'll be nice. I can like retire whenever I'm ready.
There you go.
Like whenever I make it and stuff. But like,
That's awesome.
Look out. Impressive Jordan May. You got a
awesome.
401k.
That's awesome. That makes me like, I don't know if I have one. That probably means I don't.
No.
If I don't know, that means I don't
Whatever
have
Seacoast
one, right?
gives, I use it.
Remind me to talk to my boss after this.
Gosh, it's funny. I just don't think about retirement, but I do have a list on my phone of grandma names that I'd like to be called.
Okay.
oh yeah.
There's a few things that need to happen before I'm a grandma, but I hope I am someone who is sharp and are you saying no, this is okay, never mind. I want to be someone who tries new things. Like pick up a hobby, learn guitar at like 75.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
And then so I hope I'm like old but still learning new tricks, and I don't know. Will I retire? Will I? I don't know. I want to still have purpose for sure. Like I think I learned this on a different podcast. That even like I think it's for vacations that the happiness you feel, it plateaus after 8 days, and so it's like you feel these like euphoria, and then it's like, oh, what happened?
It becomes normal.
So I wonder. I think that in retirement too, like there can be a lot of like, oh, what the heck am I doing now? Like
Some people
crisis. Like whoa, yeah, I just spent my entire life working and having making an impact, and now I'm like golfing.
Yeah.
I like golf, but
yeah, I really kind of like you with photography. I really want to have conversations behind a microphone with other people until I'm super old. I mean, I guess I can't do that if I start getting like dementia, but
that could be even more interesting. It's like
that would be interesting.
Oh, Joey, we talked about this already.
Yeah. Oh man, that's actually kind of a cute thought. You have to keep telling the host, "Hey, we've covered that."
Yeah,
we've covered that. Do you think so? We're gonna wrap this up with safety. You definitely have GenX parents. All of y'all have GenX parents. Yeah. Do you think that? Because I feel like we were a little overboard in safety. Personally, I feel like I was able to let go maybe quicker than some of my peers, recognizing, okay, we're a little bit too far and a little too obsessed with safety, because to some degree, safety is an illusion. Anything bad can happen to any of us at any time.
Right.
That doesn't mean to throw our hands up in the air and not care about it, but you guys thinking on your parents, do y'all feel like they were overboard in keeping you safe?
I would say, obviously, from birth to 18, yeah, they were.
Overboard.
Yeah, they were definitely like helicopter parents for a little while. I'm gonna even go like into more of like spiritual safety as well. 100%, they were, overboard. They were on top of it. I think it's a Proverbs that, talks about, train up the child in the way that they should go so that they don't depart from it when they're older. I think once I did become like 19 or 20, that's when they kind of let go. They're like, hey, we don't have control. But then that kind of freed me to find faith for myself. You know what I mean?
So they did a good job letting go?
Yeah, I think
Nice.
they did a good job of letting go, and it felt freeing to say, okay, I no longer rely on their faith, on their spirituality. Now it's for me to find, and I'm happy that I found it now at this age. Yeah.
But do you have, what do you reflect on your parents and how they prioritize safety? Do you think that was a good balance, or were they a little overboard?
No, I mean,
Alan's mom and dad.
no, I mean, I think they were perfectly fine with it growing up. I never got like questioned too hard about like, where are you going, where are you at, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. I mean, like, especially because, high school me was the one who really, I guess, had more friends and went out a lot more. But, my community in high school were pretty much just my church group. And so they're just like, all right, well, we trust him. He's hanging out with his church. He's hanging out with his community. They're not going to get him in trouble or anything like that. So it was never a question. Like, I remember there were times where I come back like really late and they still like, hang out with your young adult friends. Or not young adult, youth group friends. Yeah. I think it's a little bit different now. You talked about them letting go when you became an adult. For me, it was almost the other way around, where it's like, all right, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. All this stuff. Like, they want me to move back.
Yeah, so they're a little more chill when you were under 18, and now it's just like, oh, he's an adult in the real world. We need to protect him.
Okay.
Interesting. How about old John and Rebecca?
Ooh, okay. So I feel like they haven't actually, they've been very good keeping me safe. But it's been really nice because they're so supportive. Like, they don't want to see me get hurt, but they want me to go after things. And, especially, they were kind of nervous whenever I started fencing. Just a little bit.
You fence?
That's pretty cool.
It's so fun.
Awesome.
But, I'd come home with bruises all the time because I'd get hit. And they're like, are you sure you want to keep doing this? It's up to you, but I don't want you to see you get hurt. And I'm still doing it. I really like it. And I like how supportive they are with that. And I definitely have a lot of freedom with whatever I want to do.
Sounds like they're letting go pretty well.
Oh, yeah. It's sad. I feel like I don't quite want to let go,
Oh, yeah.
That's sweet.
I like being, not having to worry about that kind of stuff. But
That is a very beautiful perspective. I think also because, I know you and your family, but yeah, that makes sense. Like I've heard similar sentiments from my kids. It's like you want your independence, but then it's like, oh, but I like being a child too. I think one thing that's been very helpful for me as a parent is recognizing the biology and the necessity of breaking away little by little, because you have to start establishing your independence. And what better environment to do that in when you still have the protectiveness of your home and you're still with your parents, to start learning. Like I'll tell y'all real quick my philosophy, and we had a senior in high school 2 years ago and we have one this year. And my philosophy has always been, outside of some exceptions, for the most part, I'm treating my senior in high school as if she was in college. When she's in college next year, I don't get to tell her when to be home, what to do, what to listen to, what not to listen to, how long to be on your phone, how long not to be on your phone. She's in college. I don't have that. So I would rather her spend her first college life under the roof of a loving and protective household.
Awesome.
so that she can make mistakes
Right.
and have her parents there. You know, so that's been my philosophy with senior year. How about your
That's
parents?
smart. I would say my parents have been protective in a healthy way. Actually, looking back, I'm super, super thankful that I wasn't allowed to do whatever I wanted. Like, a lot of my friends' parents didn't care where they went, or like, let them go wherever, stay out whenever. My mom definitely wanted me home at a certain time, and I wouldn't get in trouble if I communicated. Like, if I was like, okay, well, we need to drop Alan off at his house before I can get a ride to my house, so I'm gonna be 20 minutes late. She'd be like, okay, cool. And yeah, I would say my mom definitely leans more to like the safety side, but I can look back and be grateful. My grandma, we call her Danger Ranger. Well, in the way that like she hates danger, she freaked out when I told her that I didn't wear a helmet while I was surfing or a life jacket. She was like, "You don't wear a helmet?" I'm like, "Emmy, they're like 2 feet waved." Like, anyway, which is funny, but
I actually didn't realize helmets were a thing with surfing.
no, they're not. I mean, unless you're surfing like 100-foot waves,
I don't think I've ever
and like
seen a surfer in
you're
a
getting
100-foot wave with a helmet.
towed in by a jet ski. No. But when I was like graduated high school, and I was like, I really think that college is not right for me right now. And I felt like God was asking me not to go. I said no to that. I deferred for a year, and I ended up going to do missions with YWAM. And so I did my 3-month school in Hawaii, and then went to Haiti for 3.5 months.
Let's go. My people.
So I'm trying to teach Alan some Creole. But yeah, they cheered me on in that, and were very supportive.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But when the president got assassinated while we were there, my parents were like, "Get your butt back home. Like, you are coming home right now." And so, yeah, they let me go, but they're like,
Yeah.
they'll scoop me back up.
What sort of sentiments would y'all share if I could overgeneralize, your parents are in the process of letting go. Your parents have let go. Your parents have too, and they're struggling with it. What would y'all say to parents that are currently dreading letting go of their kids, or they're just having a super hard time? Like, you're not their kids, so a parent listening to you, their heartstrings aren't going to be attached to you specifically, so they may be more apt to hear what you have to say. What would y'all say to parents that are having a hard time letting go?
I feel like it's got to happen. It's going to happen anyway, and sometimes you got to do it for them. And sometimes you got to do it for yourself. And like, even though it's hard, they need to go out. You need to rein it back in. Like, hey, here's my life now. And it's not like they're leaving forever. They're going to come back. But like, it's okay for them to like have their own life.
Mm-hmm. I like everything you said. And I think the most profound thing is the very first thing you said. It's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And it's like an acceptance. Right. You know, I had to accept my children are going to be driving. Yeah. You know, and instead of obsessing and worrying when our first kid drove, it was like, okay, she's driving. What am I supposed to do? Do I want her to never drive in her life?
Yeah.
What would you say to parents?
Something my mom always says is that like a parent and a child relationship is unique because it's supposed to grow apart. Not necessarily like relationally, but physically. You're supposed to leave the house. And so just like Jordan May said, like, it's supposed to happen. It's for the best. I would also say that God is the father of your child before you ever were. Like, and not in like that. I don't want that to sound any sort of way, but like, he's got them, whether they're in your house or going to college or going to, you know, even like a treatment center or getting help they need or whatever it is, like wherever you're letting your kid go to. I can't even imagine what it's like to actually, you know, it's so easy to say, but like to actually trust God with the person or the little ones you love most. Like, I can't even imagine, but like, God's way better than us. And So that's my thought.
Yeah. Try to outdo these ladies, fellas.
It kind of reminds me of this poem. Sorry, I just cut you off.
No, you're good. Keep going.
There's this poem that I read. It's called Children. Pretty apt name.
Mhm.
But it's all about God is the archer and the parents are the bow, and by using the bow, he shoots children forward into their lives.
Oh, I like
And
that.
the bow needs to be strong, is what it says. It's the parents need to be strong for the children, and by being supporting the children and sending them off, they can go farther than the parents would ever go.
I like that.
That's
I
awesome.
like that.
Yeah, I know Alan's got something pulled up, super spiritual, so I'm gonna keep mine short.
Ah,
Kind of what Hayes was saying, God's got them. I would tell parents as they're letting go, start kind of stop being the parent that tells them what to do, and then start being the parent that they know they can come to.
Ooh.
that's good.
Because it was my parents were the ones that they told me what to do because I said so, and flat out. And I was scared of, the punishment that would come out with something, or I was scared to talk to them. And now after, years of them having let go, now I go to them, hey, I have this bad coworker. He sucks. What do I do? You know what I mean? Oh, I have this great job opportunity. What do you guys think? I'm at a fork in the road. They've become the parents that I can go to. And sometimes I'll take their advice. Sometimes I won't. And, but I'm happy that they're the parents I can come to now instead of the ones telling me what to do.
I love that. I love it. All right, dude.
Yeah, I was just thinking about scripture and how all this goes to it. And I think one thing that's really important to understand is that, yes, there's a parent and child relationship between us and our parents, but then also he's called God the Father. We're all children of God together too, and so that also makes us siblings in this too, spiritually. But also as a parent, just trusting God with your kid, and that's one really difficult thing to be open-handed with, but going with this. And I think depending on how your child's raised and everything like that, if they're really trying to step into their calling, just being open-handed with that. And then I just read the scripture. It's when Jesus sends out his 12 disciples, and he says this. I'll just read it. This is Matthew 10:34, and I'll just stop when the context stops. But it says, "Do not suppose that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. If I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, a man's enemies will be the members of his own household. Anyone who loves their father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Anyone who loves their son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever does not take up their cross and follow me is not worthy of me." And then he goes on. But essentially what I'm saying here is that as children or as parents or whatever, obviously Jesus is not trying to turn a family against each other. That's not the goal of what his ministry or his mission on earth was. But the goal is, hey, despite what anyone thinks about the calling that I have for your life, you have to follow that calling. And knowing that you're following Jesus' calling, he's going to bring you to where he has you designed to go. Whether it's a father, mother, son, brother, sister, daughter, whatever that looks like God has control over the entire situation. If he works out all things for his good and glory, that also means it's going to be for our good too.
Amen, my brother.
All right.
So,
All right. So this
Deacon
could be...
Allen.
What'd you say?
Deacon Allen.
Deacon
I
Allen.
love it. Come on.
So this could be a very heavy way of wrapping this episode up, and if so, then I'll do what I did with a different episode. I'll ask you guys a very lighthearted question so we can lighten the mood. But
Yeah.
what's one thing y'all would change in this world if you could change one thing? And don't divulge too much. Just kind of give us the scoop, and we'll move on.
I was thinking about how the Philippines has karaoke stations on every street corner. I would put that everywhere there's a street corner ever. Yeah, and I would...
There's a lot of bad stuff happening in this world that you
That would make it a lot better.
this will solve that problem.
it's been a day, okay? I'm putting karaoke out on the street.
Human trafficking.
No, I know.
You know what?
They
Let's
don't hit me with that.
Dude, get it out of
I'm just
here.
kidding.
Karaoke everywhere.
I'm
That's
picking at
awesome.
you. There's so many things in it, so I almost feel
Feed a lot of people.
selfish saying this, but it's I think the heart of a parent. I wish that I could change that it was impossible for a parent to outlive their children. Like it just couldn't happen. Like a parent never had to mourn the loss of their child.
Oh, wow.
That would be cool if that was just built in to humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
This is going to sound bad as a tech guy, but AI, I'm not liking it.
That's a good one.
So you'd want to stop AI?
I don't want to stop it. I just want people to stay, thinking for themselves. Like I said, everyone that I just graduated with in my class, 65% of them weren't thinking for themselves. I don't know how they graduated. It was all AI. I'm like, I don't understand how y'all did that. So it's like, please just keep using it as a tool, but think for yourself before you run to AI.
Gosh. Yeah, that's a big learning thing for me in this episode is I should have just realized, but I didn't realize how people, it's like, it's all consuming. They do everything through AI.
No, absolutely not.
They're trying to make it legal in schools now.
Oof.
Like, using it for school.
Change something in the world.
Littering and drunk driving.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see a lot of guys do that. Like, be a man, stop. You can hold on to your trash till you go home, all right? You do not have to drink and drive at all.
Ever.
Like, there's Uber. There's no excuse. There's none. So, yeah, those are easily too.
I'll never forget when I was riding in the car with someone that I didn't know that well, and he had just eaten his McDonald's meal, and he literally rolls down the window, throws it out, and I was like, "What did you just do?" Because I wasn't brought up to litter, and here he goes, just chunks it out of the window. We're in college. I'm like, "What are you doing?" All right, what's one thing you'd change?
People stop making others insecure. That's like a big source of like changing people into like not a very good way.
Yeah.
I feel like people weren't as insecure. Like there are things that wouldn't make them insecure. That would just like make everything a lot better.
That would be a very, very positive impact. Well, thank you for very much. This is the last Gen Z conversation. We want to say to Layla and Abel, thank you for your past contributions, and thank you guys for joining us for this last recording.
Oh yeah.
Manuel,
Yeah.
and Jordan May, and then Hayes and Alan. Thank you guys for 3 in a row. It's fun.
We did it.
Thank you for having us. This was awesome.
This was awesome. Thank you.
You're great at what you do, Joey.
Oh,
we love Joey.
You've been listening to Seacoast Church's Things You Won't Hear on Sunday podcast. We are now on Instagram. Go to instagram.com/SeacoastPod for your one-stop shop to interact with this podcast and chime into the conversation. You can also be a patron of the podcast and receive exclusive content and live feeds of our recordings. All of your support goes towards Seacoast ministry efforts and local presence. All of this information is in the show notes. Thanks so much for listening.